Hello, my name is Yaqian Zhang. This is my second assessment of the Unit EDFD 546, Development and Learning. The assessment consists of two parts. The first part is about theory of constructivism, and the second part is about the introduction of three learning tools, which can help the constructivist learning for the students. First, to talk about the constructivism, we have to introduce three representatives who contributed a lot for the development of the theory, who are Piaget, Glaserfield, and Vygotsky. The first one is Jean Piaget. Even though he himself is not a social constructivist, Piaget paved the way for the development of the theory. He expanded the understanding of children's development, viewing it as a constructivist process, which has underpinned much of the theory. And the second one is Glaserfield, who develops the radical constructivism. According to his idea, people construct reality for themselves. People don't receive knowledge passively. They actively build it up. The function of cognition is adaptive and serves the organization of the experiential world. Von Glaserfield's radical constructivism is viewed as opposite of social constructivism. Represented by Vygotsky, social constructivists focus on the culture and context in understanding what is experienced, and in constructing built on this understanding. According to social constructivists, here are two parts which can affect the development of learning. The first one is a system developed in a certain cultural background, and the second one is social interaction with more knowledgeable members of the community. Under the constructivist theory, both radical and social constructivists believe that people don't perceive the objective reality directly. We construct our view of the world based on sensory input and the interaction with pre-existing knowledge. Radical constructivists believe that people develop their own view of the world alone, while the social constructivists believe people develop the knowledge of their surroundings through social interaction. In general, what is discussed most recently in education industry is mainly the social constructivism. Under this theory, learners construct their learning based on their personal experience in their life. Learners reflect on the new information based on their past and current experience, and then transform this into their own personal understanding. In the constructivist classroom, students need to actively explore, process information by themselves. The tasks given to the students require them to learn at a high level on Bloom's taxonomy, such as evaluation. It encourages collaborative learning among students, and students have to be aware of their learning process and do the self-reflection of their learning outcome. In constructivist classroom, students have to check for their own and each other's learning and also do the self-reflect of their learnings. The second part is about the learning tool which can be used in constructivist classroom. What I'm going to introduce today is Kahoot, Quizlet, and Mentimeter. The first one is called Kahoot, which are commonly used in Australian secondary classes. According to my previous placement experience, kids love it. It can be used by students as self-check tool for the learning outcome, which consolidate their learning, and it also can be used as a scaffolding process for the students. Also, students can create game in the tool and share with each other, which is a collaborative learning process. It can be implemented in a safe, ethical, and responsible manner. For example, as we can see over here, here are some examples that I used in my placement for the Year 7 students. It enables students to have a self-reflection of learning outcome after each new lesson. And also, there are multiple ways which students and teachers can use, such as quiz and jumble and survey, which can be used by us to create games for each other, but also can be used for the teachers for their delivering the lesson. And the second tool I'm going to introduce is called Quizlet. Quizlet is a tool that used a lot in language learning classroom, and students can use the flashcard for themselves before and during the lesson. It can also be used for students to review the content in the classroom. It is a scaffolding process for the students. Quizlet Live is a function of the Quizlet, which can create live games for groups of students. It encourages students to participate in group work and discuss with team members. It can be implemented in a safe, ethical, and responsible manner. For example, here is the Quizlet. As we can see over here, students can use these flashcards directly for themselves to learn the new words. And also, under each set, here are multiple ways for the students to study, such as flashcards and how to write and spell, and even he can do the self-test for their learning outcomes. And also, here are some games such as Match and Gravity, which can be used by students themselves for their learning, and also for the teacher to use the Quizlet Live to create the game. In the class, teacher can use Quizlet Live to create online games for students to participate. This is a collaborative game where students have to collaborate with their team members to finish the game. And the third one is called Mentimeter, which I knew through observation of other teachers' lessons in my placement, which is useful to encourage students' participation and develop their creativity. It's easy for the teacher to manage and use it in a safe, responsible, and ethical manner. Also, it encourages students to share thoughts and ideas and also reflect on their themselves idea for the constructivist learning. Students share thoughts and ideas together. As we can see over here, here is an example of the Quizlet. And when the teacher do the presentation, and all the students can see the presentation over here. And for example, over here, my question is, what do you know about Chinese states? So students have to go to the website which showed over here, and then they have to type the word, type the code in to go to this page, and then they have options to type their answers and submit it. And as long as they finish their answers, they can submit it directly over here, and then it will show on the screen. For example, if I use my phone over here to submit the answer, and then we can directly see the answer over here, for example. As I just submitted like 3 answers, I feel Chinese state are better, and I don't know, and I'm sweet. So all the students can share the answer together over here. And when you have the same answer with other students, that board will become bigger and bigger. So you know your idea is the same with others. And also you can share a lot of thoughts with others, and you can know what are other students thinking, which is maybe inspire your personal thought about this topic. And for these 3 tools, they are all very suitable for diversity, and they are all a scaffolding process, which are suitable for the diverse learners and have diverse functions, and all can scaffolding the students' learning outcome. And also, when teachers are doing using these tools in the classroom, they have to be aware students' learning ability, as some students may feel not so confident in ICT learning, and they have to share of the data and personal information. So teachers have to be aware what kind of information can be shared, and they have to get the attention of the students in case they are distracted by social apps. And this is a reference of my assessment, and that's all. Thanks.